Hi everybody, Dan Bailey here. In today's lesson, I'm going to show you how to create a music video in Apple's Final Cut Pro software. Now, being a Gen Xer, I'm fortunate to have grown up in the golden age of music videos. When I was about 10 or 11 years old, my mom would let me stay up late on Saturday night and watch Don Kirshner's rock concert on TV. It was an hour-long show where they played concert videos from some of the famous bands of the 60s and 70s. And on Friday night, I stayed up even later and watched a show called Rock World, where they played 30 minutes of music videos. And then, of course, I was 14 years old in 9th grade when MTV was launched. And so for my junior high and high school years, that was basically when all of those classic videos were released, like Thriller and all the Van Halen stuff, and Sunday Bloody Sunday, all those classic songs and videos of the 80s. And then after that, MTV started running all the stupid reality shows. The format changed. But even today, 30 years later, however long it is, the music video is still very relevant. And of course, now everything's on YouTube, where you can find new videos from bands, and of course all those classic videos from the 80s as well. Now there's obviously a lot of different creative methods that you could use to make a music video, using different techniques, but I'm going to show you what I feel is the classic style of music video, where some or all of the video is shot of the person or the band playing along with the music, whether it's on stage or whether it's out in the world. And so you have the performance that can often be mixed in with other scenes as well. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do that in Final Cut Pro. And what we're going to be doing is using what's called a multicam clip. And this is where you shoot multiple takes of a performance, maybe using different camera angles or different lenses, or you can use multiple cameras to shoot the same performance. But either way, the method's the same. You combine all of those clips into what's called a multicam clip, and you go from there. But I'll show you how that works. And to illustrate this, I'm going to use the clips and the audio from my own music video called A Very Cozy Christmas, which I recorded a couple years ago using my Fuji cameras. And so for that, I shot multiple performances, some in front of a green screen and some outside. And so I'll put those together again, and we'll kind of walk you through that and show you how it works. So the first thing we're going to do is open up Final Cut Pro. So I've got my Final Cut Pro window here, and I'm going to create a new event, and we'll call that Cozy Christmas Video. It'll be in 1080, 1920 by 1080, and most of this stuff is the default format specs for Final Cut Pro. So 2398 rate, Apple ProRes. So we'll hit OK, and I've got my event here. Then I'm going to bring in all my content. I have this folder here called Cozy Christmas, and it contains all of the video clips that I had shot for the project, and it contains the original audio. So I'm just going to select all of these files and drag them right into the window here, into the event window. And you can see all of the different clips, and some were shot with different camera angles, some were shot outside. But I've got all that stuff together, so and I have the original audio, and that's important. There's one thing to keep in mind here. There's a few different ways you can sync the video. You can use timecode, but I find the easiest way to make all this work is when you're shooting the video clips, whenever you're shooting your performance, whether it's multiple takes with the same camera or using multiple cameras to shoot the performance, you need to play back the original recording so that your camera's audio, your camera's microphone will pick that up. And whether you're using a single camera or multiple cameras, each of the cameras needs to be able to hear that audio. And that's how you're able to sing or play along with the original recording on camera and have it all be synced up correctly later, to be able to sync it up. And I'll show you how that works. Okay, so now that I've brought in all my content, I need to create the multicam clip. In order to create the multicam clip, we simply select all of these video clips that were shot with the audio playing. Note, I'm not going to select these clips down here. I just shot these little clips as B-roll, and the music wasn't playing at the time I shot them, so they don't have anything to sync to. But all of these other clips were shot while performing to the original audio. So once I've selected those, I go to File, New, and hit Multicam Clip. And we'll call this Cozy Multicam. And we're going to check this box. We're going to make sure this is checked, called Use Audio for Synchronization. There's some other custom settings, but we're just going to leave those at the default. You would choose that if you were going to sync to timecode or another method, but we're going to leave all that at the default and hit OK. So now we have our multicam clip, and as you can see, it has this little icon here, and that's how you know it's a multicam clip. So if we drag this into the timeline, you can see that this has, we'll turn this up. You can see that it has the audio. And so what it actually is all of those clips put together in layers. And if we were to double click this title bar here, we can actually see, here's all of my clips. We'll hit mute there so we don't hear that. Actually we can, yeah. Now you can see all of these clips have been positioned correctly. And you know, some of them have different starting areas, but they're all pieced together with the audio so that it matches up. So in order to close this, we hit this little arrow here, and that brings it back to here. So we're going to make this a little bit bigger. And there's one more thing that we have to do in order to make this work. And you can do it now, or you can do it later. I find it easier to do it now. We're going to sync the original music up with our multicam. So we're going to drag this to the timeline, and the way that I like to do this is to make this nice and big, so there's lots of resolution here. We can be really precise. If we listen to the original track, audio back on, so we can see there's a very defined drum intro. So if we mute that, we can find this. We can find it right here. So we can see, in fact we can zoom in a little bit more. We can see that this little transient here, that's the beginning of the drum pattern. So if we bring this back up, we simply have to, we simply have to position this to match that. And so now I've, you see this right here, and we can listen back to see. So now I've matched the transients there on the intro fill. And you can see all these other drum hits are matched up as well. So now we know it's synced up. And just to check, we can play them both back at the same time. And there's no weird, you can hear there's no weird phasing issues going on. So that means we're locked up. So now that we have the original audio all set to go, we can just kind of drag that there, and we can now drag this audio in the multicam clip down so that it's not getting, we don't need to play that as well. Okay, so now we're ready to arrange the video. And we do this using what's called the angle editor. And we find that under the View menu, Show in Viewer, Angles. And now we can see all of the different camera angles that I shot for this project. And if I play this back, you can see that these are all in sync and they're doing different things. So we'll just, so you can see that they're all in sync and they're all doing different things, but they're all playing together. So let's go back to the start here. I'll collapse this. And to arrange the video using, basically to edit this all together using the angle editor is very easy. You simply click with the mouse on which edit you want to be showing at that given period of time. So the one that's in yellow is currently playing. So if I play this back, all I have to do is just click, and now that one's playing. And actually, I missed that jump there, you can see. So I can actually drag this back. I can drag this little thing back. You can see how I jumped there? Let's drag that back here. So now if I play this, there, I've made that jump. I've made that jump come in on time. I'll just turn this down so you can hear me better. And now I can just And we just select clips as we want to go. There, so I'm just going to do the first verse and chorus. And as you can see, I have all of these edits down here. And if I want to change any of them, I can always undo. I can hit undo and undo the last one. Or like I said, you can just click and drag. So now if I go back and play this first verse and chorus, this is the active video here. And you can see the angles change. I can go back at any time I want, I can play it back over and over and say, well, maybe I want this one here. So you can go back and re-edit these angles as often as you want. You can insert new ones, you can drag them. Let's make this one a little longer. So now we have, we've basically edited together the first verse and chorus of this music video, using all these different angles and different camera angles. There's a lot more we can do. The first thing I'm going to do is bring in, I need to make a background because I have all of these others, were shot in front of my green screen. We don't want that. So what I can do is, bring in this photo here, and then I'll drag this image down here, and I'll extend it to the end of the video here. And we can just delete the end of that. So we'll just work with this first verse and chorus. So now our keying image has been extended. And so now I'm going to go to the keying panel. I'll go to the effects panel. So this is the transitions panel. Here's the effects panel. I'll go to keying and select the keyer. And I just need to click and hold and drag that onto my first clip. And you can see the keying has been applied instead of the green screen. So now I can hit this and click transform and just hit shift while I drag that to make it be full screen. And the next thing I can do is select this clip where the keying is now applied and hit copy. So Command C, and then go back and select all of the other green screen clips in the project and hit edit, paste attributes. And we don't need to adjust the audio or anything. We're just going to paste the effects, the keying effects. So we hit paste. And now when we play this back, we can see that all of the green screen clips have now been made, have now been keyed correctly. So the next thing we're going to do is use some of these B-roll clips. And since they don't need to be synced to the audio, they can go anywhere. So I can, bring, let's see, we're on Alaska. Let's bring one of these down here. Don't need a volume. We can bring, let's bring that one, let's bring this one down. So just to see what that looks like, let's bring it over here. So let's go ahead and play this back. I'll turn up the volume. And here we go. We've added some B-roll clips. So the video is ready to go, and all we need to do is go ahead and actually we'll want to get rid of all the volume on these other clips. Somehow those got pasted with volume effects. So now the only volume is coming from our original clip, our original audio file. And we can actually just, let's see, we can actually go ahead and cut it at the end here. So cut that. So now we have an entire video with our first. Let's go ahead and paste this here. And we'll go ahead and put that there and we can see what that looks like. And there we go, we got an entire finished video with the first verse and chorus of the song. All the green screen clips have been keyed, and we've added some B-roll clips up here in the upper timeline. And everything is synced. We use the angle editor to choose between the clips, and now it's ready to go. So all we need to do is hit export, and we're ready to go. So that's how you create a music video with a multicam clip in Final Cut Pro, by using different camera angles and using the angle editor to select which angles you want, which camera angles, which clips you want to play back at any given time during the video. And again, anytime you can keep going back and editing and choose new angles, and you can click and drag the ends of the angles to increase or decrease the length of the clips, and all the while it will stay synced with the original audio. And as I said, there's a lot of different techniques and creative approaches you could use to make a music video. You could simply, paste the audio and then put a bunch of clips over it, or you could paste the video clips and then put original music to it. But if you want to make that classic style music video, you use the multicam clip feature found in Final Cut Pro. So now you're ready to go make your own music videos. It's actually really fun, so I encourage you to try it. So I hope you found this helpful. Please subscribe to my channel. Please leave a comment, let me know what you think. You can find me on social media and Patreon at Dan Bailey Photo, and you can visit my blog and website as well. Thanks so much for watching. Have fun out there with your cameras, and I'll see you next time.